Thank you for joining me in Blue Sofa today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Women are still underrepresented in the Swedish Armed Forces. How do you encourage women to consider enlisting?
Yes, since 2017 we have this National Service Draft Act, so it's obligatory for both men and women to fill in a form and to possibly get tested for military service. So of course now it's not only men as it used to be, it's also women, and that made a big difference for us, because then through that women are naturally informed. But also now we see in the current situation almost 30% of the conscripts right now as we speak, and also almost 30% of the students, cadets in the military academy are women, which is a huge step forward for us.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Have attitudes towards women in the military changed over the last, let's say, 10 years?
Yes, definitely, and I would say in the last 20 or 30 years. So we opened up the military in the 80s, and a bit more, all positions were opened in the beginning of the 90s. But of course it takes time, and in the beginning there were very few women. But the more you get and the more of a critical mass you get, the more used to the fact that women also have the right place to be in the military, and they are contributing to military capabilities. It's more of a normal thing for sure. So I was myself in 1988 in the military, and now my youngest daughter, she did her basic military service a couple of years ago, and it's a big difference for sure. And one of the reasons why there also is a big difference is the leadership. We have a very clear and decisive leadership on this topic, where it's very outspoken from political level, but also at the military strategic level, that this is an objective. This is a military strategic objective with gender equal recruitment, but also, of course, to make sure that the women who are recruited into the military find it so attractive and good, so that they want to stay on and take duty for a more long time.
Mm-hmm. You already said leadership focuses on making it a priority, but what are the measures or strategies that are put in place to make the military a good environment for women? Yeah,
I think it was a slow start, one must say. Not until last year, after 30 years of women in the military, we had for the first time body armor distributed to women, fit for female bodies, which is of course not a great thing. We are not happy with that, but of course now it's distributed, and that is a good thing. So to make sure that there is defense material, but also personal equipment that fit bodies of different types, because in the end of the day that is a matter of operational security, and it can also be a matter of life and death. That's one thing. The other thing is, of course, that we have installed a helpline, a support service for people in the organization who feels that they have been mistreated, for example, sexual harassment. So we have a number of colleagues working full-time 24/7 with that. And even if we still have problems with sexual harassment, because this is something we measure annually, of course still the numbers are too high, but the positive trend we see is that nowadays women seek more support and also get more support from their immediate commander, differently from how it was perhaps 10 or 20 years ago. And finally, I want to say again this issue on leadership, because this is a leadership responsibility to work towards making our organization gender equal, and where the systematic mainstreaming of a gender perspective, that is actually a capability. It's a key core capability. And to do that, we also have institutionalized since many years gender responsive leadership training for colonels and generals and admirals, so the flag officers. It's a mandatory training of 110 hours, and me working on the topic, I can see the effect in my daily work from this training. Everything from now there is no decision made without being based on a gender analysis, and if you didn't bring a gender analysis, you will be pointed at the door and you can come back another day. but also the safety inspector of the armed forces is really active after this training and also speak about, for example, discrimination and sexual harassment and this type of very unwelcome behavior, and also in many times criminal acts. As a matter of security. It's not a matter of, individual people's feelings. It is a pure matter of security, operational security, and therefore it is about our military effectiveness.
Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today.
Thank you for having me.